Hey, what's up? I wanted to talk about willpower. It just seems in this day and age, many people, um, just eat. It's basically it's pretty much a form of an addiction, if you ask me. For the past couple years now, I've I was actually, up until a couple years ago, a hardcore meat eater. I ate all kinds of meat, like different kinds of meat: chicken, pork, beef. I would actually also drink lots of pro pro protein shakes, because I was so much into building muscle mass and just kind of getting bigger and getting leaner and bigger, and I just wanted to my dream was to basically be a body builder at one point. For most of my life, I've always been quite thin. If you notice, I actually have tiny ass joints, It's not just on my wrists, but on my ankles too, and just overall, like, my limbs are quite small, even though I do have some muscle mass. I just, for some reason, naturally, I just have a smaller frame. And so for the longest time, I was under this. I was just always thought, if I want to gain weight, I have to drink all these protein shakes, eat all this meat, eat all these eggs, I thought, if you ate chicken, eggs, and rice, and some vegetables, of course, like basically those type of meals were like optimal for your health, and building all this muscle. And I actually found out that's just a horseshit. That is just a con. That's a con on our money and finances, because we're spending money, on all these body building supplements and protein powders and meat and all this stuff. But it's just a con on our health as well. And I've actually, for the most part, for like the last 6 months or so, I have been eating a fruit-based diet. I would say lately, probably around 70 to 80% of my meals are mono fruit meals, which means I might eat a whole watermelon, or only cantaloupe, or if I eat mangoes, I might have, let's say, 5 or 6 mangoes, or 8 or 9 bananas, and every time especially if I just eat one type of fruit, I feel so much charged up. I feel a lot more hydrated and complete and full, and I actually found out about this type of eating from people like Dr. Robert Morse and Loren Lockman. If you are interested in basically a raw vegan fruit-based diet, I highly recommend their their channels. I've kind of gotten somewhat off tangent, but I wanted to go back to what I first wanted to talk about: willpower. Many people, maybe most people in this country, if not the world, they basically just eat out of habit. They might eat. They basically eat because we have been programmed since basically birth. You know, basically just to eat all of this crap, this garbage food, junk food, candies, processed foods, meats, eggs. You know, like we have been brainwashed into thinking like eggs are a perfect food. You know, it's if you want high quality protein, if you want optimal health and all this stuff, you know, eat eggs. You know, I've heard some people say, you know, if you just eat eggs in moderation, it's, you know, it's fine. You know, it's not going to be an issue. Or I've heard this other argument: if you just eat your meat in moderation, like some people have said, if you just eat meat once a week, maybe twice a week, you're going to be fine. You're going to live a long, healthy life. From over the past couple years of doing my research, I call bullshit on that. All animal products increase our risk for like heart disease, cancers, basically any types of health problems. I can't say it. Diabetes as well. If you basically want to increase your risk for all kinds of health problems, just keep on eating meat, eating all these animals, you know, animal products, dairies, milk, cheese. These foods, quote unquote foods, it's just bad, not just for our bodies, but also for the animals themselves, since these beings are being abused and tortured and murdered on a mass scale worldwide. So it's bad for the animals, it's bad for us, it's also bad on the planet, since, you know, we are actually using up land, water, and other resources to feed these animals, and to also give them homes, quote unquote. And I say that word in quotes because their homes are in horrible conditions. They're treated like garbage. Now back to willpower. This actually relates to it because most people are basically have been so brainwashed into eating animals, you know, their whole life. People cannot imagine eating a plant-based diet. All of my family members, like my parents and my best friend, you know, they constantly say, you know, oh, like, I have to eat my meat, you know, I have to eat meat, it tastes so good, it's so good for you, you know. Yeah, like I have cut down on my meat consumption, so that's healthier, you know. People, I was actually hanging out with my friend last night, and we kind of talked a bit about food and dairy, and he said he has cut down his dairy consumption, but he says he just can't give up cheese, you know, because it just he likes it a lot. And I'm not trying to bash people or judge people, because again, I used to eat all that stuff, but I have found out that I have gotten so much benefit from basically being a vegan and abstaining from all animal products, you know, eating a plant-based diet, especially the past 6 months, eating at least 70% of my meals of fruit. I have derived so much benefit from it, and I just feel a lot better, you know, and it's just great, you know. And I just wish more and more people would just kind of just have that sense of, okay, I'm going to eat as healthy as I can, no matter how much it might be difficult at first. I'm just going to do it because I know it's the right thing to do for my health, for the animals, and the planet, you know. We have to get past this idea that we always have to eat for taste and for pleasure, you know. We really have to get past that, because at some point that this basically food addiction in most of us is going to cause our death. And it's not just our potential early death, but quality of life. Who wants to actually like age faster than they have to and age worse than they have to? Who wants to have health problems, you know,